Hello everyone, my name is Alexander Kehr. I'm the creative director working on Songs of Silence, and we are very excited to finally share our demo for the Steam Next Fest with all of you. In this video, I want to show you how to play this game. To select your army, you can left-click it, and to deselect it again, you can left-click somewhere else. You can also select your armies by left-clicking on one of your hero portraits in the bottom left corner. I will now select Lorelei, that's our main heroine for the campaign. And as you can see, I have this waypoint at my mouse cursor. I can drag it wherever I want to move, and the number shows me how far it is to this destination. I have an amount of movement points as indicated in this black little bubble here, so this is the movement I can spend per turn. I cannot move through obstacles. You see this in this red here. I can also not move through mountains or through locations, but I can move inside. And to initiate a movement command, I use the right mouse button. So I right click on this location to have my army move inside. Let's now take a look at some more advanced movement options. I will select my second army up here, left clicking it. And if I hold shift before I right click, you can see this icon changing with the little flag. I can set multiple waypoints. So like this, and if I use left click, I can also remove the waypoints again. And now please pay attention to this little boot icon. This normal boot indicates that my army will move. And if the boot has this little speed lines, the dust behind it, it says that the army will march. It is moving over 50% of its movement per turn. So let's move up here and see what happens. So this army has now reformed to this long thin column here. We call it a marching formation. The tooltip also points it out. This army is a marching formation. This is now susceptible to being ambushed if it's attacked. That's quite dangerous to move fast, but sometimes that's the only option. The army will move back to battle formation at the start of their next turn. So finally, let's pick up Lorelei again and initiate an attack. I also do this by right-clicking while I hover over an enemy army. Let's have a look at a battle. Battles in Songs of Silence are simulations. So as you can see, my units are acting autonomously. I've hopefully set them up in the correct position to take out those enemies, but otherwise I have to watch. What I can do though is play my battle cards. You see them on the bottom here, and they are attached to the hero I'm bringing in the battle. This unit up here is problematic. It keeps shooting my units, so I will use this 90 charge card to bring my heavy cavalry into this position and pin them down in melee so they can no longer shoot. They are actually quite easy to defeat in melee, hopefully. We use this meteor card as well in this thick of the melee fight here to stun enemies and deal some damage. So this should be over soon. So now I have to take care of this titan down here. I will use this card again. As you can see, it's currently loading up because all of our cards have cooldown, so we can use them multiple times. So let's try to pin this in melee again, because this is a summoning type of unit and it can only summon units while it's not stuck in melee. So it should be easy to take out. We have my heavy cavalry here. Let's bring in those archers as well, and it should be over soon. Perfect. Now, when you win or even lose a battle, you will gain some experience points and some loot. I gained 107 gold. This is stored in the reserves of my army, and I gained enough experience to gain a level up. Let's check out this level up now, after the enemies have retreated. You can see my army shows level up here, and I have access to this new card called level up. I'll drag it onto my hero, release it with the left mouse button, and now I can choose between 3 different card options. I can either select completely new cards or upgrade existing cards. All of our heroes have their own distinct pool of cards, so they have a different playstyle from one another. I pick this grey recruitment cards, which lets me upgrade lesser units to very elite knight type units. Another reward I also gained is that the maximum capacity for my army has went up by 1, so I can now lead 1 more unit in battle. If you want to know what the composition of an enemy army is, you can always right click it. I do this with this sieging army around this fortress here. So we can take a look inside. You see the exact composition of the enemy's army, and you can right-click individual units, like this catapult here, to see exactly what kind of special rules it has. You can read the tooltips if you want to learn what they do. You can click another unit. This is a light unit of cavalry, not this dangerous. Here we have a more dangerous unit. That's the leader of this army. You want to counter the enemy's positioning by repositioning your own units. So let's try this now. If you right click on one of your own armies, I will do so in my capital city, where I parked my Lorelei army. You can see my units are set up like this, but I can just drag and drop them with the left mouse button to different positions if I so desire. This is the army inside the city, some garrisons, reserves, and you can see the special rules of this location we are currently visiting on the right side here. Like with the units, you can have tooltips to explain what they all do, and most noticeably, this location has income, and this adds a per turn income to the 3 resources this faction is using on the top left. And you can spend those resources by playing cards. In locations you will mostly play grey cards, we call them recruitment cards. So for example, this knight type unit costs 90 gold, I will just drag it where I want it, for example here, and now for 90 golds I added a new unit to my army. And one more important feature to note, you can see that there are little pluses popping up on those damaged units here. This is because this specific location has the supply perk. This is quite important, only big cities and some military locations like fortresses have it. If you have units inside while you end your turn, they will regenerate, even losses, but also, lost health. Songs of Silence also offers a light kingdom management part. Let's take a look at our location here, the bridge. As you can see, this has level 2 currently. We call this prosperity level for locations, and the yellow bar indicates that it's ready to be upgraded to level 3. Prosperity generates every turn per location. You can see this bar, for example, for the citadel in the top left is only partially full, so we need to wait a couple more turns. To upgrade a location, I just select it and gain access to a blue card. Those cards are played on the strategic map here. It costs building material, but we have a lot of it. So I can just play it on this location, and you can see that the location is visually upgraded. Now its income is increased. Sometimes location unlock new unit recruitments and different options. Let's take a look at this location. This is actually a ruin. It's completely destroyed previously in the battle. I can select it and use the same build-up card to rebuild it, restore it to prosperity level 1. As you can see here, now it becomes a usable outpost, like a watchtower as a military location. And finally, some heroes have access to so-called building cards. This is one of them. I can drag this card to any of my own locations within range. Let's play it on the bridge as well. So you can see there's a little bit of an addition build here, and this increases prosperity growth per turn and also adds more income. It also unlocks a special unit. Initially I could only recruit very simple Hearthsworn Spearman units here, but now I can recruit elite Ragesworn Knight units. The demo only has a couple of kingdom management options. This hero also has access to a specific card, the Gold Temple, but obviously the full game will have way more of these type of cards, and different factions also interact with kingdom management in different ways. This concludes our How to Play Songs of Silence video. If you play the demo for yourself and want to get a refresher on how to play the game, there's this button in the top left corner. You can access our demo tutorial slides and check out the basics of the game yourself. We are really looking forward to sharing more of this game in the coming month, and we hope that you will try it out yourself. Please support us via wishlisting, and good luck on the battlefield.